Hey guys, Slinky here. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'll be talking about the GeForce update, which is coming soon. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, the first thing we're gonna talk about are the general changes. So, those things are general, they're more of quality of life changes. So, the first thing is separating regular and duos and statistics so they're tracked separately. So, what that means is that, let's say you have 100 wins in Cake Wars in general, like, or so every win you get in regular and solos usually counts towards that total win. But when the update comes around, the wins will be separated. So let's say you have 100 wins now, but when the update comes, it will be 100. No, excuse me. 50 wins in squads and 50 wins in duos. Like if you play those two modes. So that's the idea of it. The second one is looking into the addition of win streaks. So win streaks is something popular. Like people wanted win streaks. So like every time you win, it says you have one win streak. Win again, you get 2 win streaks, 3 win streaks, and so on until you lose the game. Like it will reset the win streak to 0. Okay, the third one. Fix the queuing being off, causing games to never fill to 16. So this is already fixed, at the time of recording this, so no need to explain what's going on. Add in the bottom bar to indicate how long the cake rot. So when the update comes, there'll be a boss bar on top of the screen showing you how long you have left before every single cake gets rotten away and no one can respawn. Which now, it's not there. Cake rot usually happens after 15 minutes of the game going on. Next one, adding in a 20-second grace period when the game starts for eating cakes to prevent people from flying over and eating instantly. So, the reason they're adding this is because, sometimes, people are gonna fly over to bases, and when there's 20-second grace period, people are gonna have time to prepare to defend their cakes. So, the hackers could not, eat it immediately, a few seconds into the game. And well, there's a downside to this. Sometimes people are gonna rush, and with that 20 seconds, sometimes people are not gonna be able to eat the cake quickly, eliminate the team. But that's about it. Okay, the next one. Add a noise to indicate you are capturing, and when you have captured Emerald Beacon. So when you're capturing an Emerald Beacon, and the same thing for middle, there's gonna be a sound, and I'll play the sound right now. So the next one is to add a message to show when an Emerald Island has been captured so they can be contested and players are more alert. Meaning, there's gonna be a message in the chat, there's an Emerald Island is being captured, and the same thing applies for the middle, so players are more aware and they can go and try to take the Emerald or Emerald Beacon or Middle Beacon if players are going to capture it. And speaking of Emerald, so they're changing the Emerald Island message from Red has captured Emerald Island to Red has captured Blue Green Island, for example, so they know which beacon to take it. So they're making it specific, so you know which one a team has captured, and the names of the beacons are based on what teams are Emerald beacons are close by. Let's say in duos, pink and purple, the teams are next to each other, and the Emerald beacon is between them, so it's called pink purple beacon. Or let's say in squads, you want to take the beacon between red and green, and that's what they're gonna call it. Red, blue, green beacon. I meant red's captured blue, green beacon because the beacon is between blue and green team. That's why it's called that. Okay, so the next one. changed the noise for when your cake's eaten from an anvil ding to whiver death noise, so players are more aware when that happens. So, like Bed Wars, it will play a whiver death noise, like if your cake's been eaten by the enemy player. And another thing from Bed Wars, add a dragon noise for when enemy cakes are eaten to know when that happens. So, I like that change a lot, like, because, like, you'll know when the cake's been eaten instead, not only from the chat, because some people, they don't pay attention to chat, but there's gonna be a noise on top of that when the cake's eaten. Add in a setting or preference to in-game tooltips, like, the in-game tooltips means, like, for example, your cake must be defended at all costs, like, it shows on top of the cake, for example. And on the enemy team it says tap to eat, like, you have a setting to get rid of them if you don't want to see that in the game. Add in an indicator into the alive player's text XP bar to show who's controlling middle. So, from like in Java, like, you can see who controls middle when that gets added. So, you know, like, what team to look out for, or you can plan on taking middle from them so they don't get stacked. Or you can also use it to, let's say you could get that team out of the game quickly before, like, they get too stacked or being annoying to deal with. Add a message in the chat to display when it kills elimination. So technically we have that already, except it doesn't say elimination. It just says player was killed by player using weapon. Like, they're gonna add the elimination at the end of the message. Introduce a more strict AFK timer similar to the one in Dragon. So, I don't know what that means, so let me know in the comments if you know anything about it. Increase all game rewards earned from Cake Wars. Like, this is a big one because you barely get 1,000 XP. Like, you get around 500 or 600 XP. Like, from if you win a quick game of Cake Wars, like, it can be increased. Like for example. And also gems as well as shards. So, like, for example, like, the game doesn't take in how many beacons you captured, how many cakes are eaten, and how many cake bites are taken. Like, the game does not count that, and they don't count eliminations too. Like, they're probably gonna change that in a future update for Cake Wars, like, when it's done, when the update's finished. Add the cake eating noise from cake bites are taken. So if you're eating the cake, or if the enemy is in the base, like, they can hear the cake being eaten, so they might have a chance to save their cake. That's a cool change. Add a hologram above the team generator to display how many resources are there. So that means above your generator, like, it's gonna show you how many bricks, how many emeralds, and how many stars are in there. Usually it's one, like, you get one every few seconds, or unless, like, you captured more emeralds, or if you upgrade the resource upgrade, which it will double or triple the resources you get. Now onto the gameplay changes. So, allow obsidian to be blown up by Polly the Sheep, but with a 10% chance. So, obsidian is currently is supposed to be a explosive proof block, but I guess this update's making it so Polly can destroy it, but has a slim chance of doing so. Like it's a good thing, like, if you want to try to get rid of obsidian, but it's gonna take time. Increase the amount of time it takes to capture a beacon to about 6 seconds. So normally it will take around 4 seconds to capture a beacon, maybe 5 as well, maybe 5 seconds, I don't know. Give all players a tracking compass when a cake rot occurs. So it's a great thing, like, you can find the other players if you have no idea where they are, or if they're camping under the map. This allows opening other team chests until that team's cake's eaten. So you cannot open their normal chest unless you eat their cake. So this allows people from buying the same tool or armor twice. Like, it's frustrating when you manage to buy the buy another pickaxe when you have one. And I don't know for the armored piece because I cannot buy an extra armored piece. When a player gets eliminated, their items should be put in the inventory of the player who killed them. If the killer's inventory is full, the items will be put in the team chest for them. Like, it's a good change. And I don't know. Please clarify that because, like, I don't know. Team chest for who? Like, your team or their team? Like, this is what I'm confused about. If a player logs out or jumps off without being hit 20 seconds, their cake being eaten, the kill goes to whoever ate the cake. Like, it will say they've been killed by the person with cake eaten. That's what it means. Since there's no reconnect, the player disconnects for the cake eaten or without anyone going after them, the resources should be put in the team chest. It will be placed in the team chest of the team they were on, so people can take his resources. Like, it's great. Like if your friend gets kicked for AFK and they were on the generator, you'll be able to take the resources from your team chest. It's useful because, like, and especially, like, well, never mind. I thought I had an example there. So the shop changes. Change the villagers into custom NPCs relating to what they sell. That's a cool change because, like, there'll be no more of the villager sounds in the shops because they'll be replaced with a traditional shop, like in other Bedrock style games. Fix the custom images loading for an extensive amount of time. Well, that's been fixed already, but what it meant is that some items like Rune of Holding and Team Upgrades, like, their image would be loading and it never stops loading. So they fixed that. Brick Shop. Categorize Brick Shop to categories of blocks, weapons, armor, and tools. So it's gonna be organized like in other Bedrock style of games. So in blocks you can buy wool, deploy platform, wood, and stone, clay, and glass. And so wood, clay, and glass are new blocks being added to the game, which I'll get into them later. Weapons, iron sword, bow, and arrow. And for arrows, you can buy 3 arrows for 9 bricks, 16 arrows for 25 bricks, arrows to bricks for bulk buy. So you can buy more arrows now, because, like, it's really annoying having to buy 3 pairs of arrows every time, like if you're an archer. And armor, it's full set iron armor, and there's a button if you want to buy them all at once, which is it's a nice change. Tools, like iron pickaxe and iron axe, that's a new tool. The axes, I'll get into them later. And emerald is not gonna be in the, it's separate, like I guess it's at the bottom of the brick shop page. Increase the price of deployed platforms from 5 to 10. Well, I disagree with that change. The reason for that is, like, some people, like, they cannot bridge. Like, for example, mobile players, like, they're gonna rely on deployed platforms to bridge. Decrease arrow price from 12 bricks to 9 bricks. And it's gonna be helpful for those who are archers, but annoying to people who hate archers, like myself included. Add wooden blocks, 8 wood for 8 bricks. Like, wood blocks are gonna be oak wood planks. That's what I'm sure about. And it's a good starting defense. Like, and add iron axe for 3 bricks. So on the topic of wood, usually people, they don't bring axes with them, but some people do. Add clay blocks, 8 clay for 8 bricks, and by clay blocks, it's terracotta or hardened clay. You can call it anything. It's colored clay based off the team that has it. Add glass blocks, 4 glass for 8 bricks, and there's a catch to the glass because they're blast proof from Polly the sheep. So Polly is, in case you don't know, is a sheep that explodes like within 6 seconds of placing it. But like Polly the sheep, unlike TNT, can be killed, so it cannot explode if you kill it. Shears will be now located in the Emerald Shop, so shears are not meant to be in the brick shop in the first place. I don't know why they put it there, like in the last update for it, which was last year. So the next one is the emerald shop. So emerald shop, like the brick shop, will be categorized into categories. It will be tools, armor, and special items. And so diamond sword, golden apples, ender pearl, and obsidian, like they're gonna be separated from that. Tools, diamond pickaxe, diamond axe, and shears. Armor, full diamond, and there's a button to buy it, the full set of course. Special items, rune of holding, follow the sheep, tracking compass, like for the player, TNT trap, and there's a new trap, the bear trap, which I'll get into it later. Change the price from obsidian from 8 to 12 emeralds, so it's finally they're increasing the prices for the obsidian because it's annoying, like having to deal with full obsidian like near the end of the game. Decrease the price for the sheep from 10 to 8 emeralds, so like you can easily get one now. Add shears for 5 emeralds, so like I mentioned, the brick shop part, like they're moving it to the emerald shop for 5 emeralds. Add the player tracking compass with price of 12 emeralds. It's a cool thing because everyone needed that because there's some people that are hiding, you cannot find them, like you search the whole map for them and they turned out to be in the bottom of their base, and that's really annoying. Add a diamond axe with a price of 4 emeralds. It's a cool change. Decrease the price of TNT traps from 15 to 8 emeralds, and TNT traps are usually annoying. Like if you happen to set off a TNT trap, you're most likely gonna fall into the void unless you're either lucky or you have an ender pearl on you, so you can pearl back down to the base. Introduce the new bear trap that gives players slowness and blindness with a 4-block radius of other cakes for 8 emeralds. So basically it's a trap from Bed Wars. So like if you're getting near the cake defense, you'll be slowed down and blinded, and it will set off the enemy traps so people know like that you're coming. Team upgrade shop. So they're buffing protection by lowering the price from 6 stars to 4 stars for tier 1 and from 14 stars to 10 stars for tier 2. That's a positive change. Change the number of never stars for sharpness to 8 stars for tier 1 and 12 stars for tier 2. So basically they're buffing the price from 14 stars to 12 stars for tier 2, but they're nerfing the price from 6 stars to 8 stars for tier 1 to match Java Edition. Change the number of stars needed for power to 8 stars for tier 1 and 12 stars for tier 2, so it's a price buff because tier 1 costed 10 and tier 2 costed 20, so they're lowering the price for that, making it cheaper. And added a new upgrade called Healing Station that produces generation around the cake. Tier 1 is 5 blocks, and tier 2 it's for 8 stars, and tier 2 is 8 blocks and 12 never stars, so it's basically heal pool. But except this upgrade has 2 levels of upgrade, so it extends the healing radius to 8 blocks. Now for the kit changes, there's gonna be a new kit, and we'll get into that later. And they're balancing kits. So builders, like they'll no longer spawn with 16 clay blocks, and instead they'll be getting 1 wool every 4 seconds with a maximum of 32 wool, and they're gonna get 1 deployed platform every 10 seconds and max of 5. And I'm pretty sure they get deploying platforms like every few seconds, but let me know if they do that or don't. Warrior, they're removing the 1 second generation on kill because they're getting something better from that, which I'll get into it in a bit. Increase the amount of time players get strength from 1 to 3 seconds, so it's good because like strength barely did something now. And give players 3 hearts per kill unless they're full health. It's great because it's anti-clean. Alongside you're getting strength for 3 seconds, so you're able to kill the whole team and be able to get their cake easily. archer. Increase the amount of arrows from 2 to 4, so they're getting like maximum 4 arrows that recharges. Add a new quick shot ability, so what that is when people like they left click or hit R2 of the bow instead of shooting it shoots a fully charged shot, and it has a cooldown of 30 seconds. Add a render passive, so what that is, if a player shoots a full bow shot, the wall gets destroyed. Like it's good if you're shooting down the enemy castle's walls. It destroys it destroys it block by block. And now onto the new kit. It's called Sweet Tooth. So you get 1 piece of speed sugar every 15 seconds with a maximum of 3. So when players tap or throw the sugar, players receive speed 1 for 6 seconds, and I think that's a team thing. Like players around the sugar will get speed 1 for 6 seconds, and it's great if you want to get to places quicker or give you an advantage in PvP because you move faster than your opponents, especially on PC when you can strafe. There's a 10-second cooldown between each piece of sugar eaten. Sugar Crush passive, so when you kill a player, they get 3 seconds of regeneration. So remember how they removed 1 second regeneration? They added it to the new kit, but it's 3 seconds instead of 1 second. Achievement kit, so there's an achievement kit coming soon to Cake Wars, but it's not coming with the update. It's coming when every game gets its own achievement update, and they do that when they added visible stats and achievements. Cake Island changes. So there's going to be a noise when a Cake Island has spawned, which I'll play the sound in a little bit. Change the Cake Island spawn message from a new floating island has spawned to a new island has spawned. Find it and claim the loot quickly. So it now clarifies like what this floating island is. So some people don't understand what's that floating island. So now know like what's the purpose of this island, the Cake Island they're called. Change how many items can spawn in a chest from 1 to 3 items, and that's a positive change. Like you can get more loot out of a Cake Island. Add in a probability system to have rare Cake Loot Island items. I'm pretty sure that stuff like they change up every time like you find a different Cake Island, so I do not understand what that's supposed to mean. So remove the 50 used punch bow from the Cake Island loot pool, so they're removing the punch bow from the game. Remove the 10 used punch bow. It's supposed to say power 5 bow from the Cake Island loot pool, so there's gonna be no more power 5 bows, so people will have to buy power from their team upgrade. Change the number of pearls found from 1 to 3 to 5, so that's a buff. Change the number of golden apples from 2 to 4 to 6, that's also a buff. Change the golden pickaxe to be an efficiency-free golden pickaxe, which is called Miner's Blessing, with 10 durability, so that's a buff and a nerf at the same time. Because like, the golden pickaxe has 33 durability, and they're buffing it by adding efficiency free to it, but they're nerfing it to 10 durability, so it breaks after you break 10 or 11 blocks with it. Change the number of emeralds from 15 to 25, and for the update it's 15 emeralds. Change the number of nether stars from 4 to 3 to 7, so buff and nerf at the same time, because before you always get 4, but now it's between 3 to 7. So if you're unlucky you get 3, or if you're lucky you get 5 to or 7, maybe 6 to start. Introduce feather falling free diamond boots to the loot pool. Feather falling, like, it's great, so you take less fall damage. Introduce bricks with amount of 10 to 20 to the loot pool, so you have a chance of getting more bricks from the Cake Island. Introduce Boy the sheep egg with amount of 1 to 2 to the loot pool, so you might So you might find probably the sheep egg, so you can use it to blow up the enemy cake's defenses. Introduce a power-free Infinity 1 bow with 50 durability to the loot pool, so you have a chance to find a bow that has Infinity 1 and power 3 and it's really powerful, like it breaks after you shoot 50 arrows, and since it has Infinity 1 to it, like it's a bow spamming machine, but it breaks after you shoot 50 arrows. Introduce diamond armor to the Cake Island loot pool, so since they're introducing diamond armor, like you cannot remove armor in GeForce, so I'm pretty sure like they're gonna make armor removable, so you can equip diamond armor if you find it in the Cake Island. Reduce how far you can see the text after opening the Cake Island, so that's a nerf. So you'll not be able to see the Cake Island destruction message like if you're far. Like I guess I don't know how many block radius they're gonna do that, but yeah. So in the last section, maps. So they're removing bucolic, and I guess people hate this bucolic, so that's why they're removing it. And this is the best part. Implement all 36 Cake Wars maps ready to be pushed. So there's gonna be 36 new maps coming to Cake Wars for both duos and squads. And like new maps are interesting, like it's gonna get you to play more. Remove all flowery items on the side of island for ease of bridging. So flowers, they make it so you cannot jump bridge, and they're getting rid of them, so it'll be jump bridger friendly. And that's about it for the update proposal. Like again, like the list is not final and it might change, but like there are some stuff like I'd like to see in this update that is not in the changelog, and I'll get into that in a little bit. And those are the features that I'd like to see in the Cake Wars update that's not mentioned in the changelog. So number one is to change the leather armor colors to match the Java version of the game. So for example, like they should match the colors they're supposed to be, like especially pink team, because in the picture you can see this is a pink player but they have a purple armor, and purple team has purple armor as well, so it's gonna cause confusion. So I hope they change that to match the colors. And the next one, change the color in blue base to dark blue to avoid confusion of cyan team. Both light blue and cyan look almost similar, so having it dark blue makes it easier to tell. So in the picture right here, this is blue base, and for some reason it has light blue wool, and it's used, and you buy from the shop dark blue, and it says in the teams down there that it's in dark blue, not in light blue. So I don't know how, like why they did that. And change the wool color for pink team to pink wool instead of magenta wool. So like if you're seeing in the base right here, the flag is pink, and same thing for the terracotta under the cake. And the same thing should be applied here. Like it should be changed to blue, dark blue instead of light blue for the terracotta under the cake here. And if you look here, the wool is magenta wool, not pink. So they should fix that. In duos, add a new line to split teams to 2 lines to see all 8 players and 8 teams and players. Having them all in one line makes it impossible to see how many people are on green team unless you're using GUI scale -1. So this is a concept of it, and yes, like I made this suggestion, like I just made it under a different name because I couldn't link my Mineplex Bedrock account because it's already linked, which I don't see it anywhere. And I made another concept which is much simpler if you're keeping it one line. Like the square is the cake, the bracket right there is if they're controlling middle, and another bracket's how many players are in that team. And if the cake's been eaten, there will be a checkered pattern down here. And player health, like that's a cool change like I'd like to see, but like it doesn't have to be added, but it would be cool. And that's a purple player in Java Edition of the game, and they're wearing purple armor, just like how purple is in Bedrock. And another thing is, the Cake Island. So in Bedrock, it's a random floating grass island, and in Java, they're actually Cake Islands. And I would like to see it changed in Bedrock to Cake Island, and the theme of it's gonna change depending on the map, and like it looks so much better. And let's go on to the next set of things. So the missing variants of certain maps. So there are 4 maps for each game mode, which 2 of them are, and they're all exclusive, but 2 for specific game modes. Um, so the maps Oasis and Dynasty, which is for Cake Wars regular, like Oasis has a duos map in Java Edition. Milo Realm and Woodland Grove are for Cake Wars duos only, and they have a squad map in Java Edition. So I'm pretty sure those are gonna be brought in the update. Dynasty, the thing is, like, it's a Bedrock exclusive map and doesn't have a duo variant of it. So hopefully we see Dynasty being added to Cake Wars Duos, and probably to Java Edition as well, because they don't have the map. So that's about it for the Cake Wars update video. And like I'm hoping to see the update released like before December, because Mineplex has taken part in the Christmas event on December, like according to my past experience in Mineplex. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you want to give your feedback on the updates and the contents of it, all the links will be in the description down below. And until then guys, I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.